What's up, guys? Back here at the shop, back to normal shop flow now that the race car is done. I'm going to try to get back on my videos showing some stuff that we do day to day. So behind me here we've got Joe Early's Fox body he brought down here. It's a big block car. We're doing some nitrous headers on it. We've already got them mocked up, and before I blow it all apart, I'll just show you how it's kind of laid out. So we're doing slip collectors. We got these from stainless headers. They're a 2 1/4 to a 5 inch on this side. We've actually cut part of this off because we've got these little bullet race mufflers here on the end, and then we've got the bull horns out the side. Now I've got a lot of tape kind of supporting it here because I'm about to take these stands out. We usually stand so we can get them the same height on both sides, and just set them at the same height, get the collector level, you know, laying there. Just helps us mock it up. So you'll notice there's 2 different radius on these pipes here. That's what people don't understand when building headers, is you have to order a lot more than you actually use, because you're going to need just pieces out of certain bins. And when doing headers, years ago I used to just order all the same radius, try to do a header like that, but your header ends up looking square when you do that. It's better to order tight and large radius bins of the same diameter if you can do it. And we've been able to do that. We had to order it from several different places to do that, but you can see here, tight radius, then large radius. That squeezes them together, makes them look really smooth in their flow. Just comes out looking a lot nicer when you can do that. So there's a little downhill view of it. So I'm pretty happy with everything. We're going to take the stands out, lower the car down now, make sure the tips are checking the same on both sides. I've already measured the angle of them, and the angle as far as the rotation back is the same, but doing stuff up on the lift and then lowering the car down, sometimes you think it's right up there, and then you put the car on the ground and you've got something all whacked up. So that's what I'm gonna do, just to make sure it's right before I start welding all these primaries up. Okay, I've got the header primaries tacked to the flange, and I've got it set up here on the vise on the weld block. Big piece of aluminum here I use to weld the flanges up, keep it flat. You'll notice we got a big old gap around each one. That's because these things are like oval shaped, kind of weird shape. So what I'm going to do is put a bunch of tack welds where it's touching on front and back, get it really secure around there, and then I'm going to put it in the vise and I'm going to hammer this out all the way around on the inside and just get it to the shape of the port that's in the flange. But you want to make sure the header itself doesn't try to move, so just tack it a lot, and might even use some heat, you know, to get it softened up where it'll stretch out. If I was high tech, like I've said in my other videos, if I was high tech, I'd buy that $5,000 machine that I could just put it in and kind of swell it up. But you really can't do that unless it's round, and these ports in this flange are not round. So that's what we're going to do now. Well, it's time to go home and we're done. Got them mounted back up in place. Got our retainer tabs there for the collector. Everything fits good. One thing I have found out about the flanges on the big blocks that have 2 bolts per cylinder is when you weld on them a lot, those flanges shrink a little bit and the holes are perfectly lined up before you weld it. After you weld it, no matter how much you clamp it, bolt it down, whatever, it moves and you end up having to drill them out like one size bigger to get the bolt in there without it feeling like it's tight. So I already done that off camera, but that's what you usually have to do. Before I took these off, I marked the collector around here with a fine tip Sharpie. That way I could know its position. I can go ahead and put these retainer tabs on there on the bench without having to try to do it on the car, because I pretty much knew where it was going to be as long as I lined my marks up. See? Maybe can't see on camera, but it's there. Now let's see what they look like on top. Little view from the top. This side obviously you can see a lot better because the vacuum pump's not in the way, but the other side is mirrored. You just can't see it real good because of the pump. But love the way they turned out. Big fat 5-inch bull horns. Nice and out of the way of the front tire. Plug clearance, excellent. It's the ultimate goal with every set of headers we build is be able to get the plugs. So that's it. It's sweltering in here and my family's waiting on me to go to the mountains for the weekend. So see you guys next time. Happy 4th.